PA Timber Goose. Today is December 24th. Hunting season is about 2/3 of the way gone, and I have the month of January to hunt. Today's video required a lot of research. I'm going to go over some different states and their hunting regulations for deer. I have 3 states I picked out: Wisconsin, Texas, and Illinois, and the video will be about that today. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the holiday, spending some time with the family, some relaxation and downtime. And here's a few more of my antlers. This one here are two, this rack here are 2 sheds. They're actually from 2 different deer. Both of these came from Cwd County. This one came from one side of the mountain on the south side, and this one I actually found in the stream. I guess the buck was on the south side of the hill laying in the sun, and his antler fell off. And we must have got some snow or water and it washed it down into the stream. Never found an antler in the water, but there's a first time for everything. Usually most of the sheds I find are always on the south side, and they're usually towards the top. Another Cwd County buck here. One of my dad's brothers shot this with a 60-pound longbow at 12 feet. He used to like to sit on the trail. He would take a pillow and sit on the trail, no camo, and then when the deer would come running down the trail at him, he would shoot him at point blank. I don't know how he pulled the limbs back on that 60-pound longbow. He gave my dad one, and he couldn't even bend the limbs on it. I tried it too, and I couldn't budge him. He was a very strong bow hunter. There's 2 more sets of antlers in the man cave. Starting to warm up in here. When I came out here this morning, it was about 40 degrees. We turned on the big buddy heater, and now it's about 60 degrees. I'm looking forward to hunting Monday. I have a lot of new hunting spots this year, and gotta find some new areas to hunt. It's kind of steamy. I think I'm gonna let that cool off. Too hot for me. Thanks for all the new subscribers. I've gained quite a few subscribers in the past month or so. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family of deer hunters. Okay, I have a lot of notes for this video, so bear with me. Okay, let's start with Wisconsin. Wisconsin has an estimated deer herd at 1.6 million. Deer hunters, 600,000. Very similar to Pennsylvania as far as the deer and hunters. Each state has a mandatory harvest report. Pennsylvania only has about a 30% report rate. So when the season starts next year, the antlerless tags are sometimes over-exaggerated and the kill isn't as high as they think it is, because the commission will estimate how many deer were killed because not everybody reports their harvest. Wisconsin has a mandatory harvest report, just like Pennsylvania. You have to report your kill by 5 p.m. the day of recovery. Okay, Wisconsin tags. If you buy a gun tag, the tag will come with 1 or 2 antlerless tags per license, something that we don't do in Pennsylvania. Same thing with archery. If you get archery, you'll get 1 to 2 antlerless tags with your license, and that'll depend on what unit you're going to hunt in. Whether they'll give you 1 antlerless tag or 2 tags. I always find that interesting, and I wondered if that would work in Pennsylvania as well. Instead of going through the county commissioners, just issue everybody a tag, and they can pick out what unit they want to hunt in until they're sold out. Wisconsin does not consider a crossbow archery equipment, so you must also buy a tag for your crossbow, and it's $3 if you want to hunt with crossbow in that state. A lot of people like this. Wisconsin has a 3-day antlerless season, and Pennsylvania used to have that. Wisconsin has a very high deer population. A lot of deer per square mile. Something that we don't lack, something that our state lacks. If you harvest a deer that has Cwd and it gets tested and it comes back positive, you will be issued another replacement tag for that deer, whether it's a buck or a doe. So you have a chance to go out and harvest another animal. That's definitely a positive. Wisconsin has no weapons restrictions, so you can use an AR-15. The only stipulation with the AR-15 is you have to fire 75 grain bullets. 55 grainers are illegal. Okay, that's it for Wisconsin. They do have a few rules that I would agree with there, and it would be nice if it came to Pennsylvania. Okay. See if my coffee cooled down here a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of warm. Starting to cool down. Okay, state number 2 would be Texas. Texas is a very hunter-friendly state. Their deer herd is estimated to be 3.6 million deer in the state, and they also have 1 million hunters. Texas is so large that they have 252 counties in the state. I believe Pennsylvania has 52 or 54 counties. So that's more than 4 times the size of Pennsylvania. Texas is definitely a money machine when it comes to deer hunting. Deer hunting in Texas generates $5.3 million in economic output from all the hunters in the state. It's a lot of money coming into the state. Pennsylvania also used to be like that when we had more hunters, but our hunters are fading away also. Mandatory harvest report in certain counties within 24 hours of your deer harvest. A lot of these laws are pretty similar in the different states. Theirs is 24 hours. One thing that a lot of hunters might like here is if you buy a hunting license in Texas, it comes with 5 tags. So that tells you how many deer are available in that state. If you harvest 5 deer, 3 of them can be buck. Only 1 buck can have a 13-inch spread or wider. The other 3 must be smaller than that requirement. And if you shoot 3 buck, you can still shoot 2 doe. That's a lot of deer in the freezer. Crossbows in Texas are considered archery equipment. Texas has no weapon restrictions. You can pretty much shoot whatever you want. As long as you don't have an automatic weapon, you can hunt with suppressors. Very friendly hunting state. Okay, so we did Wisconsin and Texas. The most interesting one here is Illinois. Illinois has a lot of restrictions, and it took me a while to figure out their hunting laws. Took me quite a few days to sit here and read this and take all my notes, try to explain this on camera. Pennsylvania's laws are very reasonable and easy to understand. Illinois is very confusing. Let's go over Illinois deer regulations. They have a lot of special regulations. They have a very high population and very few hunters compared to the other states. Illinois' deer population is estimated at 670,000 deer. Estimated deer hunters, 260,000. So the odds of you seeing a deer in that state are very, very good. One thing that Illinois does have, and it would be easier if we went with this law also. They actually require you to print out a public land card. So if you're hunting in public land, all your information is on this little card. They can run your license number and everything right by that card sitting on your dashboard. They call it a public lands card, and you can type all your information in the computer and print it out. Illinois has a mandatory online reporting. Just like most other states, you have no later than 2 weeks after the season closes to report your harvest. And they do have a penalty for that. If you take your deer to the butcher and they find out that you did not report your harvest, failure to report your deer harvest, you will forfeit your hunting privileges for the following year. So I'm sure they have a very high I'm sure they have a very high reporting rate for Illinois. So they definitely enforce the reporting law. Hunting in Illinois, you must contribute to the habitat. When you buy a hunting license, you have to buy a, what do they call it? They call it a habitat stamp, which is $5. And that's also a great idea. I'm not sure we'll ever go to that. The best deer habitat in Pennsylvania is actually in the elk range. I've been in Potter County and Elk County. Elk County has exceptional, over-the-top food sources for the elk and the deer. The deer there are very healthy, and so are the elk. There are miles and miles of food for them to eat. I believe Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation contributed to all the habitat improvements there. So if we went to a $5 habitat stamp, that would definitely help our deer herd as far as food through the winter. Okay, as far as hunting licenses in Illinois, it's a lottery system, and they will do 3 drawings to pull your license. And your license comes with 3 tags. It will come with 2 buck tags and an either sex tag. So you can only harvest 2 buck and 1 doe, or you could use your either sex tag. You can use that on a buck or a doe. I'm not sure how that works. Okay, Illinois is a lottery system as far as their hunting licenses. If you do manage to get a license, it comes with 2 buck tag and an either sex tag for different units. And I would like to see the either sex tag in Pennsylvania. If you were a senior citizen hunter, you could use that tag to shoot a buck or a doe, whichever one you wanted, and then you wouldn't have to worry about getting an antlerless tag for whatever unit you're hunting in. So maybe that'll come to Pennsylvania someday. So far, that's the only state that I saw that you can use that tag on either sex. Okay, weapons restrictions. No semi-automatic firearms, no semi-automatic shotguns, no semi-automatic rimfires for small game. They are very heavy regulated. Okay, they also have a caliber restriction. You have to use a .30 caliber or larger for hunting deer or any large game. You must also possess a firearms owner card, which is issued through law enforcement. This actually says that you have a right to own a firearm. I'm going to guess it's kind of like a carry permit, and that allows you to have that firearm. So even if you borrow a firearm from a family member, you must possess that card. I guess that's their form of gun control in that state. All their hunting seasons are generally the same. They start sometime in September, and they will run till usually the end of January. All 3 states do have CWD, so they also have Cwd Zones. They have mandatory tests, which you actually will take the deer to a testing station, unlike PA where you take the head off and put it in a bin with your name and address. Out of all 3 of those, Texas is the most friendly. Texas has the highest deer population. Illinois has the most restrictions on it, but they are known for some very large white-tailed deer. They have exceptional habitat like Wisconsin. If I lived closer to them, I would love to hunt all 3 of them. Okay, that's the end of that short video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost. As always, smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching PA Timber Ghost.